Welcome back to another episode of This Is My E-Bike. Today, we're going to talk about this bike that I just converted. This is my second e-bike that I've ever converted. But first, if you're new here, don't be shy to say hi, as what some of my friends say. I do a lot of outdoor stuff on this channel. Kayaking, fishing, camping, mountain biking, soon to come. But I do a lot of things, and if there's anything you're ever interested in seeing, I live in the Pacific Northwest. Please feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section and ask me to do something. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. But anyways, this is the Diamondback Atroz 3, A-T-R-O-Z. I'll put it around here somewhere. Bought this bike used off of a website and got it for really cheap. $250. Bought it pretty much brand new from a submariner who just couldn't ride it because he kept getting deployed and just didn't have the time to do it. So he was putting it up for sale. He told his wife to put it up for $500, but she put it up for $250 just to get rid of it. Funny little story behind that, but anyways. So I picked it up. I honestly thought the bike was stolen until I found out the real reason why he was selling it. But so I got it for $250. I thought, wow, cool. It's a full suspension mountain bike with really good shocks on it. It's got RockShox Recon on the front and I can't remember, some sort of RockShox rear shock on the back. I'll put the name of it like right here. Anyways, so I decided to do something special with this bike since it was my second e-bike, and I just learned about the CYC motors. Amazing motors, by the way. If you haven't ever checked them out, they're the coolest thing since sliced bread. They're just the coolest thing I've ever had. And so far it's been really reliable. I know I put out a video a while ago about my first commuter e-bike. I built both of them at about the same time. But I really wanted to work out the bugs with this one, and I still haven't gotten all of the wiring figured out yet. I'll get there eventually, but you can see that there's two batteries on this bike, and that I'll give you a reason for that later. But the CYC motor I bought for this bike was the CYC X1 Pro Gen 4. Now that bike, it says that it's capable of 6,000 watts. Some people say 6,000, some people say 5,000. But I think the actual website for the motor, CYC Motors, says that it's a 6,000 watt capable motor. I don't know if that's like sustainable, like if you can just keep going 6,000 watts or what. But I haven't even tried it yet, and I'll tell you why. It's really hard to find a 72 volt battery that isn't just a massive motorcycle battery, and I want to put a 72 volt battery on this bike somehow. I've been doing a lot of research and eventually I'll get there, but for now I purchased a 52 volt 14 amp hour battery. This is called a Slim Shark sometimes, this bottom one, and then this top one is I think they call it a Super Shark. It's a 52 volt 17.5 amp hour battery. So I combined the two using something called a battery combiner. That doesn't mean that you get extra amperage output. In fact, this thing is only limited to, it says 40 amps constant and I think 80 amps max. So it can put out quite a bit of power, all the power I'd ever need for this motor. But that restricts this motor to about 2,000 watts, and that's about the max drain that I can put on both of these batteries. It looks horrible on the screen. If any of you watching are e-bike riders, then you'll know that when you pull too much power out of a battery, it looks like it's dead while you're using it. So I'm doing my thumb thing because that's the throttle. When you push down on that throttle, you just watch the battery voltage just completely drop, and that is not super good for your batteries. You don't want to drain them that fast, but in short bursts, 2,000 watts is really great. It gets you up hills no problem. In fact, I even commuted to work on this bike, which I may put a video of at the end of this. We'll see. Don't quote me on that. I plan on putting out plenty of videos of me riding this. but I'm working out some bugs with my GPS stuff on the GoPro. It's kind of crummy, so I'm going to use a separate software on my cell phone to record speed, altitude, a few other things, my route on a map. But anyways, I'll give you a close-up view right now. Alright, so here's the bike up close. I bought this from JohnnyNerdOut.com, bought this from JohnnyNerdOut.com, bought that and that from JohnnyNerdOut.com. This little pouch came with a helmet that I bought, a mountain biking helmet. I got the same light set that I have on my other bike just because I love it so much. It's compatible with the CYC motors as well, but it has the front light with the horn on it. And here's the horn. Pretty loud. I went with the smaller display for the CYC motor because there's an app that you can connect to that gives you all kinds of cool data. And this is all live data while you're riding and stuff. You can see it's not fully charged. I put 88 miles on this bike so far, and I haven't done a video yet. But you know, I love this bike, so. You can see here, there's the display. It's probably flickering a little bit, but it has two modes. It has race and street mode. There's street mode, which is fully programmable. All of the modes are programmable in this. In fact, if we go back here, we can go to the settings and you can see the modes and levels. Everything's default right now, but you have throttle torque level and throttle power level. You also have pedal assist modes as well, so you can program both the throttle and the pedal assist, the throttle and the pedal assist modes. And something to mention, that this is a torque sensing motor, so it makes you feel like Neil Armstrong or Superman while you're riding it and when you pedal. I got these from Johnny Nerd Out. They're really good. They don't really protect the motor much. You can see it's pretty dirty. I've been riding it out here in the snow and in the mud and the yuck, but I haven't figured out a good place for this battery combiner yet, but this is the best spot I found so far. It looks really ugly with all the wiring and stuff just kind of exposed everywhere. I used to have it up behind here, and I might put it back there, but for now, a temporary solution, I just put it there. Got the front fender on too. These are great because they just release real quick. I just pull out a couple of screws and they come right off. It comes with turn signals, as you can see, and it comes with brake lights. Let's see if I can do this. Brake lights. Oh, did that work? Yeah, there we go. I gotta squeeze kind of hard. It's cold out and I think my fluid's expanding, but it's got brake lights, turn signals, horn, headlight. This thing's practically a motorcycle, and it's fast too, really fast. But that's pretty much the walkthrough of the bike. I can show you the other side, but it's just, it looks the same. Oh, well, maybe I will show you the other side. Hang in tight. Okay, so here's the other side of the bike. I just wanted to show this off real quick. There's the original handlebar end cap. Other than that, it all kind of looks the same from this side. I am a little worried though that I pinched this right here. These wires are kind of getting pinched, but maybe not. I haven't even secured this thing yet. Not too worried about it. But there's the famous CYC reducer right there. So this chain goes around a small chain ring in here, and it gets reduced. The torque gets reduced around the big chain ring there. You can get different sizes of these depending on how much torque and speed you want. I even kept the original pedals on there, Diamondback. And there's the name of the bike hiding underneath the battery. Not sure if I want to keep the two batteries on there, but it right now it has more watts available than the commuter bike, which is kind of silly because I'm never gonna. I have commuted on this. It's a lot of fun, but it's more for playing in the dirt. So, all right, let's get back to business here. Okay, so as you saw from the little walkthrough video, things aren't perfect yet. I still want to clean up some of the wires from the battery combiner. But that battery combiner is pretty great. If anybody hasn't tried one yet, it just gives you more range, really. It doesn't give you more power at all. And I tried to look into a way where you could just, I know you can do series or parallel to combine voltages to double the voltage. I think you do it in parallel to double the voltage, but I'd have to have the same size battery to do that, and it wouldn't be safe. I guess there's talk about how if you connect two batteries together, one will try to charge the other one rapidly, which can either damage the BMS, could cause a fire, yada yada yada. So just don't connect two batteries straight together. It's not a good idea. But anyways, with this, I've got quite a bit of range. I actually don't think I've ever tested to see how far I can go in one ride, but it's pretty amazing. I can ride and not have too much range and anxiety. I've never actually ran out of battery with this thing yet, and I do plan on doing lots of mountain biking stuff coming up. I live out on the Cassette Peninsula, and right next to me is a little mountain bike park that everybody loves. There's tons of videos about it. It's called Port Gamble Heritage Park, and I would love to take this full suspension mountain bike out there and just tear it up. And I don't even mind blowing it up because it only cost me $250. So anyways, I'm sure I'm going to leave you guys with unanswered questions. This is an 11-speed bike, by the way. That's something. And it's been a really good, really reliable bike so far. In fact, this one went better than my original conversion. The chain line was perfect. I didn't need to do anything to adjust that. In fact, the drivetrain in general just feels stronger on this bike. And there's just SRAM drivetrain derailleur and stuff on there. So I don't know if it's a special kind of SRAM. SRAM NX, I think, is what the handlebars say right here. I don't even know if that's a good brand of drivetrain or not, but it seems to be handling all this e-bike stuff that I've added to it. In fact, there is one complaint I do have about the CYC motor, and everybody has it. This thing screams like a banshee, and you'll see. I'll put a little clip of me cruising up and down the road out here by my family's house, and you'll see just from the ride, you can hear how loud this thing screams. It's not meant to be stealthy in any way, unlike the Bafang motor on my first e-bike build. That thing you can't even hear. I put out a couple of videos already of me riding it around. You can't even hear it in the videos. It's that quiet. But this thing is it's meant to be heard. It's really loud. It's like a dirt bike loud. I mean, it screams. But I have no complaints about that. I think it sounds cool. So, and it lets me know when it's assisting. When it makes that loud, high-pitched whine, I know that it's actually helping me when I pedal or when I use the throttle. And that's kind of a good thing to know, just in case you need to stop really quick or whatnot. I did install the magnet brake sensors as well on the front. I'm not a huge fan of them on this bike particularly. It was really hard to get them lined up right, and I do find myself adjusting them pretty constantly. Oh, one more thing. Before I end this video, I want to show you a mistake I made with a full suspension mountain bike. So hang tight. It'll be real quick. Here's the clip. So if you take a look right here at the top of my battery, I don't know if you can see it, but right there's two little divots, I guess, dug into the battery. That's a better view. What I did was I had originally mounted this triple bob right here and immediately took it out for a ride. I didn't have this smaller battery yet. I only had the big battery. So I mounted it right here, right up against this motor too. And when I went to come to my first stop, I didn't adjust these shocks yet. They do have a little compression adjustment right here, but I didn't adjust any of that yet. I was coming down the hill at about 45 miles an hour. I hit the brakes and my tires actually dug into the top of the battery. It didn't damage my tires at all, but it wore a huge hole into the top of this battery right here. So anyways, tell me what you think of my new build. Like and subscribe. Bye. Okay, can we see okay? Actually, yeah, let's go like that. Okay, so we're gonna do a loop around and then I'll go maybe down the road or something. With ripped pants, because why not? It's actually kind of freaky in snow. Woo! I hit a frozen hose. That was slippery. Mind you, I'm not pedaling. I guess I could pedal up this hill. Alright, that's probably good enough. Alright, here we go. Top speed test. Maybe. We'll see. Battery says it's full, so here we go. Alright, that's all this motor's got at 2,000 watts. I think that said 35 miles an hour. Yeah, I even shifted all the way into the lowest gear, or the highest gear. It's like 30 degrees out. My head is now cold. Oh my god, it is really cold. Well, I'm actually slowing down because I'm getting brain freeze. Is that a thing?